My wife just noticed that I do broadcasts. Hi, Scotty boy. Good to see you. All right. So what's in the news today? Horror of horrors. We've got American Eagle showing Pretty Women. I don't know how they get away with this. Let's expand this up here and take a look at the horror of horrors. Oops. There we go. Oh, wrong thing. Wrong tab there. All right.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
Don't look, guys.
Or
Just
that they make your butt look amazing.
Hi, Pamela. Good to see you.
Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Steve Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Eagles are scavengers. Well, they're hunters too. Depends. So, yeah, horror of horrors. They've decided to show women in advertisements.
We've got passion, we've got determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better.
American Eagle breaks silence on controversial Sydney.
For low prices, for fast shipping, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Okay.
American Eagle is speaking out. The clothing company, which sparked controversy with its ad campaign starring Sydney Sweeney, has addressed the backlash from critics claiming the company was promoting eugenics by using a play on the word jeans. American Eagle wrote in an Instagram statement August 1st, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, is and always was about the jeans. Her jeans, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence, their way. Great jeans look good on everyone. And last month, even a staff person of the White House spoke out about the conversations surrounding the ad, with Director of Communications Stephen Chung writing on X July 29th, cancel culture run amok. For her part, Sydney has mostly avoided the crossfire, only sharing a single post from the campaign to her Instagram grid, and otherwise posting her typical content of her pups and day-to-day activities. The ads, which were first released July 23rd, featured Sweeney as well as her German Shepherd Sully Bear, and videos and photos of her donning the brand's denim that appeared very sexualized, with one video even seeing the star joke as the camera panned down her body. A major critique of the campaign has been that it appealed to men to sell women's jeans, though the campaign featured both men and women's clothing. As one social media user wrote on American Eagle's July 23rd Instagram, this was not the move, AE. We needed and wanted something different as women. Meanwhile, others took note of the brand using a play on words. Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, swapping the final word for jeans. Since Sweeney is white, blonde, and blue-eyed, the latter of which was playfully pointed out in one now deleted version of the ad, some accused the brand of promoting eugenics and Nazi propaganda. Others on social media found the ad too reminiscent of a 1980s Calvin Klein ad starring Brooke Shields that also used the same homophone, and similarly sparked controversy. Shields, who was just 15 when she shot the ad, later told Vogue in 2021 she felt naive for doing it. Still, Shields admitted that she remains somewhat proud of the iconic ad campaign, which remains a reference in pop culture to this day. She added to Vogue, the controversy backfired. The campaign was extremely successful, and then the underwear overtook the jeans. And this isn't the first time Sweeney herself has bubbled up discourse for an ad campaign either. Many of her fans had polarizing reactions to Sweeney signing on to promote a limited run of Dr. Squash soap featuring her own bathwater back in June. Sweeney told E! News of the idea at the time, declining to say anything else about it. I pitched it. I think it's more fun to see everyone else talk about it.
Yeah, it's really big news apparently. Not that I care about it that much, but yeah. Let's take a look over here. Canadian news. Canada continues to destroy itself. Canada could walk away from U.S. negotiations. Advisor says, live trade war update. Well, why the hell? Okay, let's go take this back to the beginning. About a half a year ago, Donald Trump said, "Hey guys, why don't you take care of the border there and stop all the fentanyl and that from coming to the U.S. And we'll have normal trades like we've been having." And Canada said, "Yeah, fuck you. We're going to keep the fentanyl coming, and we're not going to do anything about." Oh, I don't want the overlay there. And we're not going to do. Oh, that's weird. Not going to do anything about the border at all. So yeah. So then Canada said, "Well, we're not going to trade with the U.S., even though they're pretty much our biggest trading partner." Kind of stupid move to make. And said we were going to trade with the EU countries. Okay. So what happened there? Well, they stabbed us in the back and decided to take a trade deal with the US for energy that we could have sold them. So good on us, Canada. Way to go. We're winning, I guess. We're winning the backslide into a third world country. So yeah, Carney and Canada completely. Trump didn't chicken out. So what's Canada's next move? Well, right now we're just going to be paying an extra, what is it, 35% on everything, pretty much. That's going to be fun. Hi, Elderberry. Good to see you. My chat wasn't moving. Okay, let me catch up here. Are there any firefighters in Canada? Yeah, lots of them, but they don't seem to send them to the places they need to be. Scotty Boy's not wearing jeans? No, he's not. So yeah, we're just screwing ourselves here. 5 things that are more expensive in Canada due to tariffs. Well, there's going to be a lot of things. It's going to take a while to trickle down, but you know. So yeah, tariff on Canadian imports 25 to 35%. Most goods will avoid the increase in costs entering the U.S. because they are currently exempt under existing North American trade treaty, but some key products are being hit hard. Fridges and washing machines, new and used cars, peanut butter, canned soup, canned soup and other groceries, clothing and footwear, housing and remodeling costs. So that's quite a lot. That's a pretty big chunk of the market because Canada doesn't really produce anything. We always have our maple stocks to fall back on. That's true. Yeah, they love us so much. Definitely. Hmm? You woke up crying in a paranormal dream. Oh no! Don't worry, I'm stocked up. I'll be fine. I got a big lake beside me for water. Yeah, my wife was surprised. I actually showed up on her phone. Apparently, I usually don't. I don't show up on a lot of people's phones. Oh, excellent. Yeah, there's a festival this weekend in Hamilton. I don't know if that's news to you guys, but it's news to me. I called a friend. He woke up crying. I went to the store and stocked up. I had the same repeating dream, Pamela. Not a good one either. Well, yeah, there's we are ripe right now for false flags. The unrelenting Epstein debacle. Yeah. two wars going on. We're ripe for a good false flag. So I think they're hard pressed to actually do one. Just got clicked at from the wall. An invasion. What kind of invasion? Oh yeah, here we go.
So, but weather warfare is part of this program, and it's as important as anything, because what you're describing, Shirley, is resettlement. You're resettling people. We did this in Vietnam. They moved 750,000, mostly Catholics, that the French indoctrinated into Roman
You guys hear about
Catholicism,
the
and
earthquake in
750,000
Russia
of them
as
under
well.
this psyops that the communists hate Catholics and the communists are going to kill you. So under that fear doctrine, NATO moved all those people from Hanoi to Mekong Delta, which is farming. And none of these people were farmers. And the farmers in the Mekong Delta, you think they're excited about having 750,000 people that they don't know who are Catholics? They're Buddhists. So you're putting Catholics on top of Buddhists.
I don't think it's done
do
anything
not know how to
spectacular
farm.
yet.
I mean, you're creating instability by doing the resettlement. And then you have all this military, soldiers everywhere and strategic ammo program. That's exactly what they did with Maui, to a T. Maui, Acapulco with a windstorm, okay? And that's what they did with Asheville, North Carolina with a flood. They must have moved a whole boatload of people out of Asheville, North Carolina. And they're doing it in California. San Francisco's a ghost town downtown. I mean, there's no commerce. It's all boarded up. 1.7 miles along Market Street is boarded up.
Disguised spacecraft in our vicinity. I saw a large circular cloud coming out of a cloud front the other day. It looked like it was, miles across, probably, 10, 20 miles across, way up there. Could have been a spaceship. I don't know. It's hard to say. Let's find some soothing music here. Let's go for 3. Oh, royalty free. From the stupid news. Yeah, you don't need. You're going to be fine. A lot of people are claiming that they're promoting American Eagle, and other advertisers are going the same route because they're trying to instill now a sense of loyalty and nationalism into a population that they have denationalized and feminized, because they want young men to go to war in the Ukraine and I guess for Israel. Did it change direction? Yeah, the last one did that too, right? Most of these interstellar objects, they are probably inhabited. I don't believe that there's very many spaces out there that aren't inhabited. Whenever we do remote viewing and look at all of these things. Hi, White Alchemy Studios. Nice to meet you. whenever we look at all these things floating around, other planets, moons, they all seem to have life on them. Well, what's coming? That'd be good to know. They've got a whole bunch in their grab bag. Weather wars seem to be one of the best methods right now, just for moving people around, getting them into 15-minute cities. But they've kind of, the rest of the world really kind of has dropped the bag on that. Russia's not going along with it. China's promoting people having larger families. I hope something's protecting us all. So now they're trying to increase the population. Hi, April. Good to see you. Claim is they want to increase the population so that you guys can go to war again. They want to create their. I think what they really want is like a techno. What would it be? A techno feudalist type society. You know. White people commercials. Well, they could easily do the same ad with somebody of a different ethnicity. I don't think it would be a problem. Really, the difference in advertisement is that the woman's young and healthy. See any different young woman doing that. It just being just as appealing. Hi, Turamir. Good to see you. Yeah, I know it's weird. Or some diversity, thing. But they could still make it diverse if they wanted to. It's really about the genes, not her genes. That's what the thing said. But it's a great double entendre, right? Let's see what this is.
Retailer American Eagle's ad campaign with 27-year-old actress Sydney Sweeney has sparked a debate about Western beauty standards and, quote, woke American culture.
Oh, she's cute.
The campaign, launched last week, features the tagline, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Most of the negative reception focused on the word genes related to genetics instead of genes related to denim when discussing the blonde-haired, blue-eyed actor. Some critics saw the wordplay as a nod to eugenics, a discredited theory that humanity could be improved through selective breeding for certain traits. The idea gained popularity in the early 20th century, and Nazi Germany embraced it to carry out Adolf Hitler's racist belief in an Aryan master race. Others on social media say people are reading too much into the campaign's message. Conservatives like U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and former Fox News host Megyn Kelly celebrated the ads and taunted the critics. In a news release about the ad campaign, the company noted, quote, Sweeney's girl-next-door charm and main character energy, paired with her ability to not take herself too seriously, is the hallmark of this bold, playful campaign.
Or would have been a Nazi thing then, too? Right? I don't know. Stephen Colbert. Who wants to listen to him? Triggers uproar. Wow. Breaking down the controversy around Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle. Outrage. Oh my God. I hadn't looked into this. The kids today at work told me all about it. Tiffany Fong did a My Jeans Are Yellow video. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's see if we can find Tiffany Fong. That's perfect.
Before me and their parents before them. My genes are yellow.
Thank you for that.
Tiffany Fong has yellow genes.
Good for her. That's awesome. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. Wow, a model with big boobs. Uh-oh. Sydney Sweeney destroys woke.
Hollywood actor Sydney Sweeney is facing yet another wave of insane backlash coming from the woke mob. But the best part about this is that she does not bend the knee, she does not apologize, and instead she absolutely destroys the wokesters in the most epic, glorious way possible in this video that we're going to be checking out here today. And if you guys are not aware of what is going on, basically she was in
Your friend made that video? Nice.
from a few days ago. This has been
That's
blowing
great
up
video.
all over the internet, and the wokesters have been absolutely losing their minds about that, including this insane BLM activist who decided to post this absolutely crazy video here in response to Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle.
Why doesn't she just do her own? Oh my God, she's
And I
crying.
don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant.
What's blatant? Really?
I keep thinking that people just are
Jeans don't
not
seem to
gonna
fit
believe
that
us
well.
until we're hung out there. But then even then, I feel like they'll be like, "Oh no," kind of like they are with.
So when you see that type of emotional reaction coming from these individuals, you are probably thinking to yourself, if you haven't seen the ad yet, oh man, this ad must be terrible, right? Well, this is the 15-second ad that Sydney Sweeney did for American Eagle that has all of the leftists, all of the woke mob absolutely losing it, having emotional meltdowns all over the internet.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
I am not joking. That is what has
Well,
them
that's it.
losing their minds about this entire thing. Anything from woke people over her American Eagle ad. Sydney Sweeney is not bending the knee, and that is the best part about this entire thing to all of the haters out there. And this seems like a direct response, especially to Doja Cat, with Doja Cat like making fun of her and giving her like a hillbilly accent and all that, which is just completely ridiculous.
Horrific. How can you show that?
The woke mob is continuing to lose all relevancy. Nobody cares about what they have to say anymore. Nobody you think about everything that is going on with the insane backlash that Sydney Sweeney is facing.
Oh, that's hilarious. They see through your well. They, of course, come through your walls. Yeah, they can send all kinds of shit through your walls. The fat crying about the skinny, maybe. I don't know. They seem to want to make it about race or something. There's really enough to go on there. Yep, some sage or I clear my house. You can salt the corners of your house with intention of clearing it, and that'll clear it out for you. Tried everything, eh? Right, Elderberry? What's wrong with her genes? Oh, well, apparently it makes her a Nazi or a racist or something. you can't. You're not supposed to show blonde hair, blue eyed girls in advertisements, but for some reason, and yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. Looking for older American Eagle advertisements. Let's try this. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, there's a pretty good comparison picture somebody did. Would you, which advertisements appeal to you? Own the Floor, up here on the top left. Own the Floor, okay. Or the Man with a Cute Baby wanting to golf. And here we have Sweeney and some other young lady advertising for jeans, I guess, or something, or maybe tops. I don't know. I suppose they both have, they're both advertisements. They both have colors, colors and images. One to me would be one that would sell jeans and to a particular group, and one would be to sell jeans to another particular group. But women in the audience, which would sell jeans more for you? Because the idea of this is to sell jeans, right? So which advertisement would you rather see? The left or the right? So just for the women out there. Because that's who this is selling to, right? So. Yeah, I love castor oil. I put that on almost nightly. Not sure you can take her? I thought you could handle anything, Scotty boy. Right? Well, okay. Well, the whole thing I thought was kind of a little bit ridiculous. You use Limburger cheese. Castor oil is really good. Very good for sore muscles. I use it on a constant. Well, for my sore muscles, I can't say about you, but for me it works quite well. You don't know? You don't think you could fight the one on the left and win? She might be taking you. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, the cancel culture, the woke. I think it is going down. There's a hard swing coming to the right, so especially from the young kids. A lot of them I've been talking to. They're trying to have kids early. They don't believe in all this woke stuff. They don't like the rainbow. Oh God, yeah. Lizzo, yeah. Yeah, being fit and oh yeah, there's a horror of horrors. Let me show you this. There you go.
like becoming more extremist, like, and if someone you know was very believed in equal gender rights, but all of a sudden are leaning towards like traditional values, and that might be a sign that they're becoming more extremist.
Gang, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, you have to watch it. Have you seen pieces of this? See it all in context.
Traditional values.
Right here. This.
They really go into it. Let's see where he goes here. Okay.
Like, get it together. I don't know if this is going to rub Canadians the right way. The RCMP seems to have a knack for that. Let's see how this guy explains it. Our institutions are crushing, imploding under this current federal government. Let's take a look. Hard to imagine.
Oh, yeah. Staff Sergeant Camille Abel. Sergeant Abel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First, I wanted to ask you what initially tipped off the RCMP to this alleged plot?
It's information that we got at the National Security Team.
Specifically, was that information, was somebody looking at this social media page, or was there information from somebody who might have been involved, an anonymous tip?
I can't really get into how we got the information or who gave it to us, because otherwise people would never share information with us again. But it's very normal, and it happens quite often that national security investigations will start with information either coming from a partnering agency, from an international partner, or from someone from the public.
And can you clarify, too, how long the 3 of the 4 accused individuals had been allegedly engaged in military-style training, which is part of the details that we got from that release?
Well, our investigation started in 2023 in the spring, and then what we were able to discover was that some activities started in 2021.
And what more do we know about when and how these individuals were actually planning to execute their plan to seize land in the Quebec City area? How were they intending to do that?
What I can tell you is that in that ideology in general, quite often we would see a desire to create a new society, a desire to live by different values, and wanting to change or create some kind of chaos so that they could take over society to create it and live it the way that they want.
Is there any indication that there could be more individuals involved here?
Well, we know that because of the Instagram account, that there are more people interested in that ideology. We know that that ideology is an issue in Canada right now, and it's something that we worry about and that we look into. So it's not
what do they mean by
case that
take over
will fix the
land?
problem. It is really a
What do they mean by that? Do these guys purchase the land? Are they going on federal land? They're not really giving
societal
you much
problem.
information.
And what makes that ideology very complex is that it's not a one belief ideology. So when people are frustrated about something, they add their own frustrations and grievances to the ideology. They take a little bit of what they want from anything. So in this case, we're talking anti-authority, anti-government, but quite often it's mixed with, could be misogyny, racism, and then that becomes the ideology, and then proving and showing that ideology becomes very different because it's individualized.
We assume that there were, of course, agencies involved here, including the RCMP, but because these were active duty members of the Canadian Armed Forces, wondering how involved the Canadian Armed Forces was in this investigation, how much cooperation there was.
They cooperated as much as they needed to cooperate. It remained an RCMP investigation, but national security is a shared responsibility. And within our team, there's also always members from the provincial police, like the SQ in our case, and city police, like Montreal and Laval. And then we got help from the Quebec Police Services also, and the SQ.
Were the arrests without incident?
Yes, we always make sure that public safety is the first thing we worry about when we make arrests. Our ERT team, so emergency response team, with the help of, again, Quebec City, the SQ, and the Ontario team, made sure that it was done as safely as it could be. And again, really the safety of...
So what was this, like a Branch Davidian type thing, or, a militia? What are we? What were these guys?
The public is at the center of our actions.
Is it possible to get more detail on that? The arrests were this morning. Was it at the residence of any of the individuals?
I'm not sure where they arrested everyone, but we always have like arrest plans, and we try to make sure that our arrests, especially when so many firearms or possibility of weapons are involved, that we do it in the place where it's the most safe for the individuals, their families, the neighbors, and anyone else in the community that might be close by.
Given that there have been concerns about extremism within the Canadian Armed Forces, there's a 2022 report pointing to an increase in members being involved in extremist groups or being connected.
Extremism, they just mean like people with traditional values, people who don't believe in all the new ideologies being forced down your throat.
Is there any anticipation that there could be more charges later?
They're not even new ideologies. They were brought about at the end of World War II. Well, at World War II in Germany, to destroy the society there.
Not in this case, but it's something, of course, that we are looking into.
Yeah,
when we talk about anti-authority or anti-government issues, quite often it just happens that there's a profile of people that have a set of knowledge and skills that could help in putting something like that together. We can think of police officers also, or it could be a doctor if that's needed in that new society. So it's a possibility. It's everywhere. Like I mentioned, it's really a society issue. It's not something that's happening only in the armed forces. Being anti-authority in general is really something that we're seeing even in youth that have nothing to do with the army, but are not happy with what's happening around them.
Wonder why.
And when you're finally, I wanted to ask, when you're talking about seeing individuals engage in that anti-authority and perhaps escalating their beliefs or their motives.
See, they don't like what's going on around them, but she doesn't care to address that. That's just fine. We don't give a shit if they don't like what's going on around them. We're going to do it. we're doing what we're doing.
In that level. I'm wondering what the public can do in order to be vigilant, or what they can do to help in trying to ensure that there is safety and security on that front.
Well, radicalization in general quite often will show by people isolating themselves and changing their behavior, like changing what they're saying on a subject, like becoming more extremist. Like, and if someone you know was very believed in equal gender rights, but all of a sudden are leaning towards like traditional values, and that might be a sign that they're becoming more extremist. But we also have to remember that having the most extremist views is perfectly legal in Canada, and that it's only acting with violence to prove that view that becomes a criminal offense.
Well, thank you so much for offering some clarity here. We appreciate your time.
So that was pretty.
Somebody here is going to have to let.
That was pretty extreme, I would say. You know, people with traditional values. Traditional life is somehow become a bad thing. SB must. Interesting stuff, eh? So Canada is falling apart at the seams. Economically, we're dying now. We won't have any good trade partners. We're going after all the people who have traditional values. We're importing people from other countries at a rate. Oh yeah, that. Let's see. No, that's not it. Hold on. Give me a second here. Not now. Let's see. See if they'll show it there. Yeah, there we go. So the Indian population has exploded in Canada. Work visas and stuff. So here we are with Taj Mahorton's t-shirts being sold. There's lots of kids that really need summertime jobs, and they're entry-level jobs into the workforce, but right now most of them are being filled by Indian people here on work visas. So people have renamed Tim Hortons Taj Mahortons. I just saw on one of the news briefs there. Apparently, it was bought by I don't know if it was bought by an Indian person. Hold on, check that out. Okay. Hold on a moment.
This world, as the franchise Tim Hortons has been acquired by venture capitalist Anil Singh,
this could be a lot.
A billionaire from New Delhi, who has new plans for the brand. In a statement released from Anil's investment firm Vijeen Ventures, it mentioned that first order of business will be changing the franchise's name from Tim Hortons to Taj Mahorton.
Yeah,
Also in the press release from Vijeen Ventures, Anil stated, "This is an ode to the original creator Tim Horton, as well as Indian culture. We are also excited to add signature dishes from India to the menu."
do.
Canadians are rallying behind the decision of the rebrand, seeing this as a progressive change to the current demographic shift of the country.
We're Canadian, we're multicultural, but come on.
If we're going to their country, we will have to adapt to their culture, right? They should do the same thing here.
Richard Toucher, DC News.
So yeah, Tim Horton's been taken over. All right, I'm going to put up the link. Anybody wants to come up and talk about something that interests them? If you guys have any links you want to share, that'll be fine. It's the open part of the show. Yeah, Bowman. Play that. What's that? Hold on. You can't open stuff up from StreamYard. You have to go to YouTube to open it up. Let's see here. Got some cool clouds. This is Mr. Mission. Ready. Launched a model rocket. Cool. Shorts. Okay. Close some tabs down. Oh, that's good. You can buy a shirt now. So you can get your own Taj Mahorton shirt. Let's close that down. All right. It's like Mo from Simpsons. So yeah, you can buy your own Taj Mahorton's t-shirt. I don't know how much they are. I might get one. Probably sold to us by an Indian company too. They're very industrious. Cinnamon formaldehyde. Yeah, that's. We used to think they put cocaine in the coffee because it's so addictive. Your third beer. Oh no. Slow down. Or speed up, whichever you want. Not the alcohol, no. Oh yeah, where's the comet coming in? Is it an asteroid? Yeah, it's still an asteroid at the moment. Yeah. Asteroid. What's this new one called? Atlas? Comet Atlas, okay. Let's see. Could Comet 31 Atlas be an alien technology? Controversial astrophysicist says yes. Changed direction, did it? Key points. Atlas made news in July when it was confirmed to have originated outside of Earth's solar system. Definitely an icy comet. Question mark. A trio of researchers that mostly prominently includes Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb speculated about whether it could be alien technology. This is far from the first time that Loeb had theorized that an object in our solar system could be not only interstellar but extraterrestrial. Haven't seen that it changed course or anything yet. Let's see. See if it changes course. New photos reveal. Could be alien. Let's see, 7 miles wide. That's pretty big. Let's take a look. Largest interstellar object ever seen. New photos. Those are pretty sketchy photos so far. Yeah, MMBB 333 did the best analysis of it. Let's see, doesn't say anything about it changing course here yet. If it does, could be magnetics if it's tumbling. There are lots of reasons things could change course. Let's see, let's go to our BBB. Videos. Did one on Atlas, I thought. Was it him? I thought it was. Let's see, let's go live. Yellowstone. Nope. Guess not. Somebody did a really good analysis. Check JPL Max. Sure. What they have for images. Let's see, Comet 31 Atlas. Don't seem to have much. Check news. Looks like a pretty good image. Okay, there it is. So that's the best images they're going to show you. So it's that little dot in the middle there. Let's see. Okay, so that's it. Let's see, what's this? No. Not from our solar system. Okay, maybe we'll have something better here. Well, you can see it moving. I'll start that again. Looks pretty big, but you know, hard to say, you know, how big it is with a glow around it and stuff like that. Proof of dark forest theory. Could be an alien probe. Well, let's take a look. Quick look. Almost at the end here. For about an hour. Okay. Oh, hold on.
For example, Jupiter, Mars, because it has anomalies. It moves on a trajectory that is very unusual, is aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, and it will get extremely close to the inner planets, like, for example, Jupiter, Mars, or Venus. It will arrive closest to the Sun when the Earth is on the opposite side, so we won't be able to look at it. You know, the chance of this trajectory is less than 0.2% to be aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, less than 1 part in 20,000 to arrive so close to the other planets. And one wonders, could it be a design trajectory?
The solar system has a new visitor, and this one is absolutely massive. Now designated 3I Atlas, it is the third confirmed interstellar object. Its orbital eccentricity is well above 1, which means the object is passing through our solar system once and escaping back to interstellar space for good. Detailed photos from the Vera C. Rubin Observatory have revealed that 3I Atlas is roughly 7 miles wide, making it the largest interstellar object ever detected, dwarfing Borisov, which was 0.6 miles wide, and Oumuamua, which was 0.2 miles wide. A team of scientists has found that the object is teeming with water ice, along with a mixture of organic molecules on the object. Yes, spectroscopic snapshots taken with the NASA Infrared Telescope Facility and Gemini South reveal strong signatures of water ice mixed with carbon-rich minerals and silicates. The water appears chemically pristine, lacking the heavier isotopic fingerprints typically baked into comets formed inside our solar system. Models suggest this water could have frozen into the comet as far back as 7 billion years ago, well before Earth existed. This means that 3I Atlas preserves a record of a completely different planetary nursery, offering us a literal taste of another star's protoplanetary disk. These new findings strengthen the case that 3I Atlas is a comet, not a covert spacecraft from an advanced alien civilization. Or does it? The object is hurtling toward the Sun at nearly 130,000 miles per hour. It slices into the inner solar system on a steep, retrograde path. Astronomers have pinned several key milestones to their calendars, landmarks to watch, as this visitor races through our cosmic neighborhood. October 3rd, 2025, Mars flyby. Just after sunrise over Valles Marineris, the comet will plunge past the red planet a mere...
Let's take a look at our BB. Real BP Earthwatch. That's who it was. Thank you.
July the 29th, 2025. Guys, I want to talk over the video that I just used with a little music background on there. I want to point out something that there's no way to do with music, and it won't take but a minute. But what I was actually doing was focusing on the center core, because the rest is light scattering, because you've got exposures up to 52 seconds in some cases. And this, again, this circle right there, it kind of looks like a face. That is the object. Now, if it's a comet, whatever thing, what I'm trying to do here is I'm doing a 3D morph graphic with images of Atlas. And I'm trying to see if I can find a tail behind it other than just the light scattering. And right in the center of this is the object. The lines around it, trying to use some type of 3D, adding a little morph in and playing with it. I thought it was very unique, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And it does point out some very interesting things. One is no tail, not inside Jupiter now. But this is a very clear,
probably not
as far as, but it's in the center. The rest is almost a vibrational pixel effect, looking straight at the very center of it. That's what we're dealing with, and it looks like a white nose right there. That may be the object, because this computer is pretty fast, and the techniques I use are pretty good. That is the area, and that's what I'm trying to analyze. I'm knocking down a lot of and changing the light, looking at it. It's almost a glass 3 features. You can see no other way. And as we get to the end, it's what we have. Now, again, the accuracy at this distance is really hard to certify, if you want to say that, but this is what we have. It's the closest some gassing from here and right there. See it in the back? It's almost like 2 heated areas. Maybe a thruster. I don't know what it is, guys. But this is...
Yeah, it kind of looks like a leg, left. I don't know. Kind of looks like a foot.
Separating everything else out. And, of course, I thought I would point this out. Again, there's no cometary tail at all. And big concern is it's not speeding up because of the gravity of the sun. It seems to be controlling its own speed and forward motion. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.
My scalp needs a little.
Cool. What's this? E. coli sent abroad. SpaceX for gain of function genetic space grown growth. So there's some spaceborne E. coli. Cool.
Comas start to glow faintly pink in the Martian dawn, perihelion. 4 weeks later, 3I Atlas will sling behind the sun, skimming to 1.36 astronomical units, which is about 130 million miles from the photosphere. Here, its speed peaks near 152,000 miles per hour. At this point, the comet is lost to Earth-based telescope. With its tail now fully unfurled, 3I Atlas will pass Earth at a 170 million miles, too far for a naked eye view. But the Juno spacecraft could swing out to sample the comet's dust stream, providing our soul and a lot of questions.
I don't know.
Yet, even before the dust has settled, could Atlas be a piece of possibly hostile extraterrestrial technology in disguise? Remember Avi Loeb, the professor of astrophysics from Harvard, who first suggested that Oumuamua could be an alien spacecraft? Well, he is back again, and this time he has co-authored a paper with his colleagues. It's called Is the Interstellar Object 3I Atlas Alien Technology? In this research, he notes that the interstellar comet's generous size could easily conceal sophisticated instruments.
Oh, yeah.
He also invokes the dark forest hypothesis, a scenario where advanced civilizations hide their presence for fear of predatory rivals. Loeb suggests 3I solar system. He points to its unusually high inbound speed and near retrograde inclination as possible engineering choices rather than mere coincidence. He also notes that 3I Atlas's path swings improbably close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, an alignment that could be intentional.
Unusual fact about its trajectory is that it comes very close to the inner planets other than Earth, like Jupiter, Mars, or Venus. And the chance of that happening, given the trajectory, one can change the arrival time of this object, and only in close proximity to the planets, because they orbit around the sun and the chance of being so close to them is very small.
He says the idea of alien civilizations sending their own galactic explorers isn't a stretch. Humanity has already sent its own interstellar probes. Voyagers are not far behind. He also argues that 3I Atlas reaches perihelion on the far side of the sun could shield both the object and any devices it might deploy toward Earth from close scrutiny. Loeb first developed the means to record their own history. He leaves unstated. His collaborators point out that the object has yet to display the usual signatures of a comet or diatomic carbon that typically linger in a comet's coma, so its true nature remains unsettled.
Hi, Mr. Mission. Good to see you.
Hello.
Oh.
No.
Oh, he's back. Sure. Up to you. You don't have to.
I figured I'd get in here and set you all straight. Well, this is my camera. You can hear me? I've been messing with this new tablet. So the tablet's like an intermediary between. Okay. Now, oh, I see it move it. Okay. I'll have to zoom out the stuff. I got this tablet for Mom to pay the bills on. Anyway, the Comet Atlas, we'll have this. We're monitoring it actively through many systems until it gets behind the sun, and then when it comes back around the sun, and you can look at Stellarium when that.
Oh, did we lost him again? Very unstable connections going around. Hold on, I'll take this, diminish the stream. Hold on. You there? All right, we got you for now. Yeah, just the rabbit ears, right? Oh, I smoked too much pot. That's all.
I don't got my links.
Goes away as soon as I stop smoking there. No.
Yeah, I'm sure I got to figure this tablet out.
All right, you're with us for the moment. We can hear you. Maybe not. Yeah, I hear you breathing. And he's gone. Okay.
Regular
continue
comet,
with this.
and the comet is just one of these primordial building blocks of planets made of dust and ice. And when it gets closer to the sunlight
Just made of
warms
dust
up
and
the
ice, guys. Nothing to
and
worry
it goes
about.
directly from a solid to a gas and pushes the
Nothing
dust
solid
off.
there.
So this looks just like a normal
Just a
comet.
conglomeration.
Since the object was
Weird
first
stuff that
spotted,
just happened
astronomers have
from-
gathered a growing stack of observations,
Right.
and nearly all of them point to an ordinary comet. Images and spectra reveal the sort of dust jets and faint coma we expect when sunlight warms an icy nucleus. As for the missing volatile fingerprints, gases like cyanogen or carbon, that glow when a comet gets closer to the sun, it's simply too early.
Yeah.
3I Atlas is still well out in the cold. Few comets advertise those gases until they dive deeper into the inner solar system. Over the next few months, as it heats up, those telltale emissions should appear if it is indeed an icy wanderer.
From images, we also saw that this object is active, which means that around the nucleus there is some coma, which is an indication that this object is in fact a comet.
That sets it apart from Oumuamua, which showed no signs of outgassing at all. In fact, Atlas appears to be more like Borisov, a comet in behavior. And that raises an unsettling question. If Atlas and Borisov follow a familiar pattern, then why did Oumuamua break it? How did it just fly past us without anyone noticing until it was already leaving? The detection of 3I/Atlas makes Oumuamua seem even more alien.
Hi, Linda. You're welcome.
October 19th, 2017.
Hi, Stan.
Pan-STARRS 1 is scanning the night sky. At 1:22 Hawaiian Standard Time, a sliver of pixels dashes across the frame, noticeably faster than the usual background clutter. A few hours later, scans those images and notices a streak racing faster than a space rocket's 24 hours. The object receives its first name, C/27 day. Follow-up observations show no cometary tail, so the C is struck out, and it becomes A/2017 U1. However, even the asteroid label doesn't hold for long. So
This
the
is
International Astronomical Union coins an entirely new class, I for
You
interstellar.
weren't labeled that.
And the visitor is officially
you
named
happen to be, that's fine.
1I/Oumuamua, Hawaiian for scout. Astronomers
I have to be on my PC and then go through my Restream account, I guess, because this tablet's not really working out.
Yeah, it might be a
Fine.
spaceship. It seems to be doing a little bit of some funky things. We'll see what it does in the future.
I turn the tablet up like this. It could be a mothership. If it is, when it if it alters course around the sun, when it gets back from behind the sun and it's heading straight for us, it's either a panspermic intelligent object that's spreading life throughout the galaxy, as those objects would do, or it's a comet, or it's a
I'm going with giant foot. It's a giant space foot. That's we lost him again. Oh, he's back. So I think it's going to spread foot fungus everywhere.
Well, it might be, 'cause it might be honing in on us. But the other thing is, real quick before it kicks me off again, is that we are traveling at 200 something kilometers a second, following the sun through the universe, and we could have just intercepted it. We could have intercepted it on accident. But the main thing is Oumuamua, this one, so could they be getting larger and faster and more of them is the only thing we need to be concerned about, even if it is alien mothership. The main thing is there going to be more? Are they going to be faster? And are they going to be bigger? That's the main thing, not what it is.
Yeah,
it could
we could be headed into interstellar.
We've survived everything.
We're going to start having planet-sized things stroll through our solar system. And there he goes. Yeah, if they're just getting bigger and bigger, that's kind of a problem.
We are obviously it keeps kicking me out. I don't know what it is. I'll have to ask the
right?
That the phone and the tablet. I know it would. I used to restream on my computer, but we guys, girls, boys and girls, we know that we are the most resilient fucking bipedal species on this rock, in this solar system, in fact, probably. So,
yeah, so far, anyway, yeah.
I don't think there's too much that we
couldn't survive. Yeah, probably some of us would survive. So it's Tiamat, maybe. No, I don't think it's Tiamat. I think Tiamat's on its way back right now. Moving slowly.
Just don't eat the unidentified mushrooms in your yard when they're growing.
Yeah.
Only grow like the lion's mane and the ones you know that are safe.
It's going to be a new fungus.
I guarantee it. When we pass through this tail of this thing and the tail of these other ones, there's going to be new stuff growing. Just make sure it's well. And we have the AI and the
Sasquatch, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we got this. We're the best masticators.
it to make sure that we can ingest it. If we can't, we will ingest it through a million different people before it becomes genetically immune. And that's the way we roll.
Yeah, so if you start growing like mushrooms on your toes or your feet, because it's going to be
well, as long as you make
don't
sure
eat
that they're
them, or just eat them very in very small amounts to begin with.
right. Make sure they're edible. Test them on your cat, dog, and your 3-year-old, and then you can eat them. Sure.
But maybe that's how we're going to survive the apocalypse. Is you know, foot fungus mushrooms. They'll be our new food source. I think it's. I think that's it. That's our future, guys. Foot fungus. Oh, he's back.
We don't survive the apocalypse. Survives.
Again. Micro toes. Yeah, you can have a micro garden on your toes. So it's all going to be good. God will provide, right? See, God does provide for you. Just have to trust in God, and you'll grow mushrooms on your toes, and you'll survive the apocalypse. I will eat amanita this Yule. Yeah, nice. Fungus among us. Yeah. So yeah, spores coming from the Atlas 31 Atlas, maybe. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. Sasquatch may be more resilient. I was growing horns out of my eyelids last year. Had one removed, the other one fell. What? Wow. See, there you go. See, they're probably edible too. All right, let's finish off this video.
After tens or hundreds of millions of years adrift, gentle tugs from passing stars and galactic tides had blurred the trail. It is possible that in the turbulent youth of a distant planetary system, migrating giant planets hurled the fragment into interstellar space, where it drifted for ages until, by sheer luck, it crossed our neighborhood in 2017. Or is it? Photometry collected by multiple observatories around the world showed that every 7.3 hours, the object's light surged almost tenfold, then faded just as sharply. Such wild swings point to a body that's either extra long or extra flat and tumbling end over end, like a cigar or perhaps a saucer seen edge on. Because no telescope has ever resolved the object itself, even to this day, both shapes remain on the table. And then came the biggest shocker. When the European Space Agency traced its path past one astronomical unit, Oumuamua showed to have gotten a sudden acceleration. The nudge is small, about 5 millionths of a meter per second squared, yet it shows up clearly in every dataset. That level of acceleration would normally point to comet-style jets, but any outgassing should leave a visible dust or gas cloud. Instead, every telescope saw a perfectly clean trail.
This game, you're not ready for it.
No dust, no vapor. Solar radiation pressure at that distance is far too weak to produce such a push unless the object has an extraordinarily high surface area to mass ratio, as if it were an impossibly thin sheet. No natural process can create something hundreds of meters across, yet thinner than a sheet of paper. So what were we looking at? To get to the bottom of it, NASA turned its Spitzer Space Telescope to lock its infrared eye on Oumuamua for 30 hours. Spitzer can detect the warm dust of ordinary comets a few kilometers across, even beyond 2 astronomical units. But on Oumuamua, it found nothing. Just silence, no thermal glow at all. Instead, Spitzer data added even more to the mystery. Its observations revealed that Oumuamua's surface is at least 10 times more reflective than the carbon-rich crust of typical comets. So, could its surface be metallic? In late 2018, Harvard's Avi Loeb and his team ran the numbers in a paper for the Astrophysical Journal Letters. Since no known natural process makes something like this, Loeb proposed a startling alternative. Perhaps we were looking at artificial light sail technology, a derelict probe or piece of spacecraft sent from another star.
Maybe.
Their bold hypothesis lit up headlines around the world. Some hailed it as open-minded science, others dismissed it as sensational. Meanwhile, 2 scientists stepped in with a more grounded alternative to Loeb's proposal. Daryl Seligman and Jennifer Bergner pointed that when water ice sits in the cold depths of space, just a few degrees above absolute zero, cosmic rays can crack hydrogen molecules free and trap them in tiny pockets. Over millions of years, an ice chunk becomes a hidden hydrogen reservoir. As it warms above about 40 Kelvin during a close pass by the sun, that trapped gas seeps out like an invisible jet, nudging the body forward, yet leaving no dust, no carbon dioxide, and no heat signature for our infrared telescopes to catch. They coined these stealthy objects dark comets. This theory accounts for the unexpected push and the spotless trail, offering a natural explanation rather than artificial. Since their study, astronomers have uncovered a growing family of these stealthy bodies within our solar system. All share the hallmark of dark comets, measurable outwards jet forces with no dust or gas detected, implying invisible, volatile-driven thrust. So yes, these objects have gone from a hypothesis to a recognized class of small bodies in our solar system. However, Avi Loeb has remained publicly unconvinced by the dark comet idea. In a series of essays and follow-up papers, he's argued that the hydrogen ice model miscalculates how the surface cools as hydrogen escapes, and that the required outgassing would still leave detectable effects. In Oumuamua's case, he continues to press for a radiation pressure-driven light sail instead. So how do we settle this debate? Enter Project Lyra, a blueprint sketched by the Interstellar Probe Working Group. Their vision is to launch a small probe around 2028 aboard a Falcon Heavy or Starship, sling it past Jupiter for a gravity boost, then dip it close to the sun for an O-berth burn, harnessing solar gravity like a slingshot to send it on a 20 to 25 astronomical units per year trajectory. In theory, that craft could catch up, but not until the 2050s, when Oumuamua will be 200 to 250 astronomical units away and fainter than magnitude 35. Pulling off such a mission means mastering heat shields to survive the solar dive and propulsion systems more powerful than anything we've ever flown. It's a long shot, literally.
And it'll suck up a lot of money.
There is another way. Rather than chase a fading target, many researchers prefer to ambush the next visitor. And this time we just might have. While Oumuamua defied all categories, no tail, no visible gas, no thermal emission, Atlas appears more familiar. And that's exactly what makes it so important.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Is it artificial or just a natural thing? All right, guys, I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for coming by. Much love to you all. Until next time, keep your third eye open. Bye-bye.